Alright, we're going to rise and face the east. Abanawa, Shabashamayim, Kodash, Haya, Shankar, Yahweh, Malakuka, Faba'a, Ratazaka, Haya, Aisha, Baratazar, Kawal, Haya, Bashamayim, the Falanawa, the Kam, Ka, Yawam, Wasalakinawa, Kabawafinawa, Kasalakinawa, Kabawafinawa, Wala Fabi Ainawa, Banasaya 1, Abol, Habashainawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Leka, Malakov, Ha'ala, Fa'ara, La'ilamium. Amen. Now in the English, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. This is the Hakat, the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Babakashah, Nafananawa, Hakat, Hakat, Rapa'a, Kalmakala, Kalmadawa, Hakat, Lataha, Hamatazarayim, Hakat, Lahapium, Hamafium, Hakat, Al Kawaf, Hatama'ala, Lagarashan, Ba'ashem Yahushai, for what are man. In the English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahushai, thank you, so be it. This is the blessings in the Hebrew. Barakah Yahweh, wa Yahushai, wa Mayaka'ala, wa Alahayim, Matazav Ya'al, Alawap Yahana, Ha Alawapyam, Ha Savranyam, Ha Kotazayanyam, Ha Kuliyanyam, wa Aquafiam, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, for what Aman. In the English, bless you, Yahweh, and Yahushai, and Michael, and the angels, commanding General Yohanan, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, thank you, so be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah, Ayanya, Al-Hahayim, Ma'yan, Yaba'ah, Isaiah, Ma'aim, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayim, Wa'aratazah, Ayifan, Lamorak, Wilgalka, Al-Yanawam, Shemaka, Hanala'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yayishan, Sha'amah, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shemaka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Al-Yad, Yamyanka, Yawamam, Ashamash La'ah, Yakaka, Wayarak, Bela'ilah, Yahweh, Yashamaka, Makarai, Yashama, Afna Pashka, Yahweh, Yashama, Taza Afka, Wabu'aka, Ma'aifa, Wa'aid, Iwalam. In the English, I will lift up mine eyes into the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper, Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore. Amen. This is the Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Al-Hayam, Al-Damayalaka, Alpha Karash, Alpha Shakwat, Al-Kayahana, Awayabika, Yahamayawan, Ra'ash, Al-Aimaka, Ya'ira Yamba, Sawada, Wayafa, Ya'itazawa, Altazbuanika, Amawa, Lakawa, Wanakakada, Magaya, Wala'a Yazaka, Shanya Sha'ala, Iwada, Kaya, Nawaitazawa, Laba, Yakadwa, Al-Yaka, Ba-Yaf, Yakarafwa, Ahalya, Alawam, Wa, Yashamai, Alayam, Ma'aba, Wagayam, Gabor, Wa-Aimon, Aimalak, Palashaf, Aimishabya, Tazawar, Gam Ashawar, Nalawa, Aimam, Hayawa, Zarawai, Labanya Lawak, Salah, Aishalam, Kamadyan, Kasaya Sabra, Kayabyan, Banakal, Kayashwan, Nashamadwa, Ba'ayan, Da'ara, Hayawa, Daman, La Duma, Shayafamwa, Nada, Yabmawa, Ka'arab, Wakaza'aba, Wakazabat, Wakatazamanai, Kal, Nasiyikamwa, Asha, Amawa, Nairisha, Lanawa, Af, Na'awaf, Alahayam, Alahaya, Shayafamwa, Kagalgala, Kakwash, Lapanyaraka, Ka'ash, Faba'ira, Ya'ira, Wa, Kalaba, Falaharium, Khan, Faridakma, Basa'irika, Wabasa, Wapafka, Fabahal, Mala'a, Panyahan, Falawan, Waya, Wakwashwa, Shamka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Waya, Bahalwa, Ajai, Waya, Kupawa, Waya, Abadwa, Waya, the Iwa, Khiyafa, Shamka, Yahawa, the Badka, Aliwan, Al-Kaha, Aratiza. Amen. In the English. Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult. And they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabal and Ammon and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Asher also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot, Salah, done to them, as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook Kishon, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth, make their nobles like Areb and like Zeeb, yea, all their princes as Zabah and as Zalmanah, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of Yahweh in possession. O my power, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth for wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name, O Yahweh. Let them be confounded and troubled forever, yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the Most High over all the earth. These are the curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh, King of heaven and earth, and all things living. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh, listen to us now, right now. Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the heathen that speak against us, thy prophets, the teachers, the princes, the priests, the Israelite brothers, and the schools. Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the heathen, and shake loose the treasure of the rich of Israel that refuse to give to the school, force their riches to enter into thy sanctuary. Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the Edomites and the nations and their drug dealers, the court system, the prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek, synagogues, and armies, Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, militia, Ku Klux Klan, Aryan nations, skinheads, post-Kamatazi, the gay movement, the lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, NASA space program, army, navy, air force, marines, Wall Street. Open up the internet and the airways, the cable access channels and the radio channels. Convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us, and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way, who try to stop us from broadcasting your word throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues, cause them to go to and fro through the earth and consume them. Let the plague shake the house of the thief and the murderer. Let Yahushua, Michael, and Gabriel come down with the flying saucers and punish all the heathens that come up against us. As we speak thy word, cause it to be known by all that is the angels that have done it, cause it to be spread through the media, throughout the whole world, cause them to shake up thy coming in the name of Yahushua. Thank you always, so be it. Yeshavian, which means be seated. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to read in the book of Genesis, chapter 27 and verse, where did we leave off last time? Bear with me. Verse 30. So we're going to read the book of Genesis 27 and 30 in the Hebrew. 7 verses, then we're going to do 7 in the English. Wa Yahya Ka'ashah Kala Yatazakwa Labarak Afar Yaiqab wa Yahya Ak Yataza'ah Yaiqab Ma'af Panya Yatazakwa Abayan wa Aishawa Akayan Ba'a wa Yash Gam Hawa'a Mata Aymayam why Ba'a La Abayan why Ama La Abayawa Yaquam Abaya why Kal Matazayad Banya Ba'irawa Fabara Kanaya Napashat. What? Bear with me. What? Wayama Lawa Yatazakwa Abayan Maya Afa Wayama Anya Banat Bakarat Aishawa Wayakrad Yatazakwa Karada Gadala Aida Ma'ada, Waya Ama, Maya, Apawa, Hawa, Hatazad, Tazayad, Waya Ba'a, Laya, Wa'akal, Makal, Bataram, Farawa'a, Wa'abarakawa, Gam, Barawak, Yahya, Kashama Aishawa, Afar, the Baya, Abayawa, Wayatazaikwa, Tazaikwa, Gadala, Wamara'a, Aida, Ma'ad, Wayama, La'abayawa, Barakanaya, Gam, Anya, Abaya, Wayama, Ba'a, Akayak, Bamarama, Wayakwat, Barakafat, Wayama, Hakaya, Kwara'a, Shamawa, Ya Aikwab, Wayaikwab Neya, Zaha, Pa'aymayam, Afar, Bakarafia, La Kwat, Wayahana, Ifa, La Kwat, Barakafaya, Wayama, Hala'a, Atazalaf, Laya, Baraka, Wayayla, Yatazakwa, Wayama, La Aishawa, Han, Gabaya, Shamafa Yawa, La, Wa'afa, Kala, Akayad, Nafafaya, La Ya, La Ibadayam, Wada Gawan, Wa for Yarash, Samak for Yawa, Walaka, Apawa'a, Maha, Aisha, Banya. All right, that was the 7 verses in the Hebrew. Now we're going to read 7 verses in the English. So this is the book of Genesis, chapter 27 and verse 30 down to 37. And it came to pass, as soon as Isaac had made an end of blessing Jacob, and Jacob was yet scarce gone out from the presence of Isaac, his father, present of his father Isaac, that Esau his brother came in from his hunting. So now, this is when Jacob took the blessing of Esau, which they say Jacob took the blessing of Esau. But when you read earlier, Esau gave that blessing up to Jacob. Esau's exact words was, I'm about to die. And what is this to do with me? Because I'm about to die, man. This is nothing to do with me. And Edomites always live by YOLO. This is another term for YOLO. I'm about to die. What am I to do with it? And they live by you only live once. So they do everything wild, destroy the earth, destroy the ozone layer, because they believe they only live once. They don't care about the people that's going to come after them. And that's always been the spirit of this man. From their very forefather Esau, he had the same spirit. What is this to do with me? Whereas he could have said, you know what, I'm going to keep my birthright because the generations that come after me, they can have rulership and so forth. Because the birthright is what? The oldest son, he gets the right to, is the heir and so forth. He gave that up. Why? Because he was selfish and only thought about himself. So he goes, yo, I'm about to die. This don't mean nothing to me. Which means he's basically saying, if I can't enjoy it, I don't care about anyone else that comes after me. And then once Jacob got the blessing, he cried and wept and was all upset, like he didn't give it up in the first place. He gave it up for some venison. And once he got to eat, well, I gave it for some pottage that weren't even cooked, some rare meat. He gave it up for that. And then once he ate, he wanted his birthright back, man, which lets you know these oppressors will tell you anything to get you to do something for them. And then when they get what they want, their evil comes out, man. And they'll say, I didn't say that. I didn't mean that. Esau tried to do the same thing. He gave up his blessing. Now he's crying about it. Let's read on. It says, and he also had made savory meat and brought it unto his father and said unto his father, let my father arise and eat of his son's venison, that thy soul may bless me. So he went out to the field to go fetch venison for his father. And now he's returned with the venison all cooked up, and he's about to give it to his father. His father's old in age, his eyesight is dim, he's about to die. He's about to give his father this meal so he can receive the blessing that his father had in store for him. Let's read on. And Isaac, his father, said unto him, Who art thou? The reason he said, Who art thou? Is because why? Jacob already came and pretended to be Esau, and Isaac's eyes is dim, so he can't see. So he's saying, Yo, who's that? Because he's thinking, this can't be Esau because you came earlier and I already gave you a blessing. So that's why I said, Who art thou? Because his eyes was dim. So he can hear the voice, but he can't see. So he's asking, Who are you? Because he's saying, Yo, this can't be Esau. I've already gave him the blessing already. Because Jacob pretended to be Esau to get it. Because his mom put all hair on him and made him smell like the field. So he believed it was Esau. And he said, I am thy son, thy firstborn Esau. So now Isaac's old in age. And now that he's telling him who he is. I'm your firstborn son, your oldest Esau. Because obviously, you know, with older brothers, they become a little forgetful sometimes. So you have to tell them, yo, I'm such and such. So because Isaac couldn't see, he had to tell him who he was and whatnot. So let's read on. And Isaac trembled very exceedingly and said, Who? So he trembled like, huh? Because he's under the pretenses that Esau's already came to him. So that's why he's like, Who? Says, Where is he that have taken venison and brought it me? And I have eaten of all before thou camest, and have blessed him, yea, and he shall be blessed. And he's like, Who's that person that came earlier and with venison, with the same thing God told you to bring? Someone came earlier with the venison. Who is it? Because I've already blessed them, and that person is going to receive the blessing. Says, and when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry. Meaning Esau cried his eyes out, man. You know how them Edomites do? Their parents sit them to cry and say they're going to kill their mom and all of those kind of things. Esau's been doing this from the beginning of time, man. He cried with an exceeding bitter cry, man. He cried with a bitter cry. And he said, and said unto his father, Bless me, even me also, O my father. And he's crying and he's like, Oh my father, bless me also, man. Give me a blessing. And he said, Thy brother came with subtlety and have taken away thy blessing. He said, Yo, your brother came subtly, man, and took away your blessing. Meaning he came pretending he was Esau. And what I had in store for you, I gave it to him. So he's relaying this to Isaac. Now Isaac says, And he said, Is not he rightly named Jacob? For he hath supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright, and behold, now he hath taken away my blessing. So now Esau's lying, saying, Yo, he took away my birthright, and now he's took away my blessing. You sold the birthright, man. You said, What does this birthright mean to me? And that's what this oppressor does. He will lie to you. He will make you come to England, tell you there's jobs here, tell you you can do this and that in England, and when you come to England, nothing ain't so, man. He's got a history of telling lies, and their forefather done the same thing. Was always telling lies, man. And he said, Hast thou not reserved a blessing for me? So now Esau's like, Yo, is there anything left? Like, is there a crumb? Is there a blessing? Is there anything that I can have? It says, And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, Behold, I have made him thy Lord. Meaning, what if you're someone's Lord? Like, you see, if you're someone's landlord, what happens? They pay rent to you. They follow your rules. They follow your agreements. You're in charge of the tenancy. So it says, And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, Behold, I have made him thy Lord. And that's how we became their lords, man. This is why we ain't going to be in rulership. Why? Because that blessing went to us. And Isaac is telling Esau, I've made him your Lord. We lords, supposed to be lords over these Edomites. But because we break the laws of God, we find ourselves at the bottom. But we're going to be their lords again in the near future, man. It says, And all his brethren have I given to him for servants. And all of them, everybody is going to be our servants, man. Because Isaac blessed Jacob with these blessings, and we're descendants of Jacob, man. And with corn and wine have I sustained him. And with corn and wine, meaning we're going to have the best of everything. We're going to have the best lands, the best everything. With corn and wine have I sustained him. Like, we're going to have the best of every land. Everything which is great, we're going to have. And what shall I do now unto thee, my son? And now, he said, What shall I do now unto thee, my son? So that was the seven verses in the English. Now we'll go for the second lot of verses in the Hebrew. So now in the Hebrew, we're going to read from 38 down to 45 in the Hebrew. So that's what Wayama, Aishawa, Al, Abayan, Habarika, Akaf, Hawa, Lak, Abaya, Barakniya, Gum, Anya, Abaya, Waya Ama, Aishawa, Kwalawa, Waya Bat, verse 39. Waya Ana, Yatazakwa, Abayan, Waya Ama, Al-Yawa, Hana, Mashamanaya, Ha'arataza, Yahaya, Mawashabat, Wamatal, Hashamayam, Ma'ila, Wa'ila, Karabat, Fakaya, Wa'af, Akaya, Fa'ibad, Wahaya, Ka'asha, Fariyad, Rapawikwaf, Ilawa, Ma'ila, Taza Arak, Wayashatam, Aishawa, Afa, Ya'aikwab, Ila, Habaraka, Asha, Barakawa, Abayan, Wayama, Aishawa, Balabawa, Yakwarabawa, Yamaya, Abal, Abaya, Haraga, Afa, Ya'aikwab, Akaya, Wayagad, La Rabakwa, Afa, the Baya, Aishawa, Bana, Hagadal, Wafashalat, Wafakura, La Aikwab, Bana, Hakutawa, Wafa Ama, Alayawa, Hana Aishawa, Akaya, Muffin Nakam, Lak, Regaka, Wa Aifa'a, Banya, Shamai, Bakwilaya, Wakwayam, Barak, La Al, Laban, Akaya, Karana, Wayashabaf, Aimawa, Yamayam, Akadayam, Aida, Asha, Fashawab, Kamaf, Akaya, Aida, Shawab, Akaya, Mama, Yashika, Afa, Asha, Aishayaf, Lawa, Washilat Faya, Walak Faya, Masham, Lama, Ashakal, Gam, Shana Yakam, Yawam, Akkad. All right, so that right there is the 7 verses in the Hebrew. So we're going to read from verse 38 to 45 in Genesis 27. So verse 38 says, And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. So now Esau's crying his eyes out, man. He's crying his eyes out. Why? Because Jacob took his blessing, and he believes that blessing belongs to him. When really he sold his birthright, man. That's not yours no more. You sold the birthright to us. If you sell something to someone, it becomes theirs. You can't be in debt one day and sell your car, and then whoever buys your car, you cry about and say, that's my car. It's my car. You sold it, man. It no longer belongs to you. And he done that with his birthright. That birthright no longer belonged to him. Once he gave it up for that red pottage. Now let's read on. And this is why the oppressor pretends to be the chosen people so much, man. He can't let go of the fact that that birthright belongs to us. He pretends to be the chosen people so much, man. And they was never the chosen people, and they never can be the chosen people. The chosen people of God is the blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, man. But our glory has been turned into shame. Why? Because we go against what God tells us to do. So the more we go against what God tells us to do, is the more we're going to be in captivity on the nations who we're better than. Imagine we getting ruled over by a people who we a million times better than. Ain't supposed to be so. It says, and Esau said unto his father, as thou but one blessing my father, bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth. So now he's blessing Esau, and he goes, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth. Now, how do you know this relates to Esau? Esau runs the whole earth, man. Where can you find Esau? All over the earth. Where can you find these oppressors? In every single country, man. They became everybody. They became the Britons. They became the Australians. They became the Egyptians. They became the Greeks. They became everybody, man. Why? Because his dwelling is the fatness of the earth. He goes to people's land and he conquers and takes over and rules it, man. It says his dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of heaven from above. And by the sword shalt thou live. And it said, by the sword shalt thou live, man. And who lives by the sword? This oppressor, man. When he wants something, what does he do? Ask nicely. No, man. He uses his weapons to get it, man. He throws his weight around. He uses his weapons to get whatever he wants. Why? Because his dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and he used the sword that he was blessed with to get the fatness of the earth. He didn't get it by people being nice and saying, there you go, you can have this land. He goes and conquers your land, man. This oppressors became the South Africans, man. Or they're in Johannesburg. Now they've even became the South Africans. They've became everybody. Why? Because their dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth. And then if you know a little bit about history, how did they get all these countries? They conquered them, man. Who had the most colonies? England, man. Why do these oppressors have the most colonies? Why? Because they're blessed with the sword, and their dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth. They have all these lands, these countries, and they get them by the sword. They get them by shedding blood. If you don't believe me, just go read it. History about the British Empire. You'll see how they got all them countries. And by the sword shalt thou live. And they live by the sword, man. They live by the sword. And that's how they got everything they have today. The Roman Empire lived by the sword. They was brutal, man. Let's read on. And shalt serve thy brother. So now it said, these oppressors shall serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion. So it says, thou shalt serve thy brother. Now, when did they serve us? During the Dark Ages, man. They served us during the Dark Ages when black people ruled Europe. When you read Revelations 20, it says they put a chain on the dragon and had him in chains. And then that was when the Roman Empire fell. And all them Edomites was enslaved under us. Once we began to rise up and rule all over Europe. Because black people ran the Byzantine Empire. Black people's running England, France, Russia, Germany. If you don't believe me, we have the history on that too, man. History where it tells you all these dark people was ruling. And they call it the Dark Ages. Why? Because they was low and they was oppressed and they wasn't living good. And there was a people who was ruling who they believed shouldn't have been ruling. Now, imagine this. They lied to you during history. They make out that during the Dark Ages, they was the people oppressed and they was the people ruling. Which means it wouldn't be a Dark Ages if you was ruling and you was oppressed. It wouldn't be that, man. Them as a whole was beneath us. And we was running all of Europe. And the Stuart line was black. The Tudors was black. The Plantagenets was black. The Anglo-Saxons was black. The Normans was black. And so forth. All of those kings that you see rise up. William the Conqueror. Richard II. The first Queen Elizabeth. Bloody Mary. Henry VIII. All of those people was what? Black of Norman descent, man. Most of them was of Norman descent. And where did they come from? They crossed over into England from places like, at this stage, they came from Scandinavia. And then when you look at who was running Scandinavia at the time, It was black people, man. Scandinavia just means like certain countries in Europe, like Norway and whatnot. Like there's tons of black kings that was ruling over those places. And this is the time that this is talking about when it says, and it shall come to pass. No, it goes, and by the sword and shall serve thy brother. So that's when they were serving us during these dark ages, man. Because we ruled Europe for 1,000 years. It says, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion. So it says, it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion. Now, when did they start to get dominion again? During the Renaissance period, when they started whitewashing all the images, when they started rising up and kicking all the black people out of England during the Cromwellian era, and that lady's name from Spain, I can't remember her name. Once they started to do what? Get rid of all the black people out of these lands and start shipping them to places like Brazil, started shipping brothers from England to Barbados, started shipping brothers out of Ireland to Barbados also. That's what this is talking about when they had the dominion. So that's what this is talking about right here. It says, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. And once they had dominion, they would break the yoke from off thy neck. When did they have a yoke on their neck? After the Roman Empire fell during the Dark Ages. That's when they had a yoke on their neck. And then after that, the Renaissance period, what did they do? Broke that yoke off their neck. And they had the dominion and they started to rule. And they started shipping us out of all of these European countries. That's what happened. So when it says, when thou shalt break the yoke off thy neck, which lets you know the Bible and history go hand in hand. Because history says we had these oppressors in slavery. Right here, it's saying that when he gets dominion, he's going to break his yoke from off his neck. Who had the yoke on his neck in the scripture? Jacob. And who was ruling during the Dark Ages? Descendants of Jacob, man. And they would rise up one day and break the yoke off their neck. And now that yoke's broke off their neck, this is the time that we're in right now, which goes hand in hand with Revelations when it says, the devil shall be loosed the short season. And now this is his season when he's loosed for a short season. Hold on, let's read on. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing. And this is where the oppressor's hatred comes into it for us, man. Why do you think they kill us every day in the streets and harm us and torture us and all of those things? Why? Because of that blessing. Because of that blessing that we got. So they hate us and kill us and torture us and do all sorts of evil to us. And half the time, they don't even know why they hate us. This is the reason why they hate us. Because subconsciously, in their mind, they believe we have something that belongs to them. Let's read on. Wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then I will slay my brother Jacob. And this is why white people is killing black people today, man. Because their forefather said, after the days of mourning, I'm going to slay my brother Jacob. And what do you see going on in the streets? These oppressors is killing us, man. These police officers, these oppressors that took the job of police officers who are meant to serve and protect, wind up killing black people. Why? Because they've always had that spirit inside them. They've always had that spirit inside them of, I'm going to utterly destroy Jacob, man. That's why they kill us the way they do. Because that spirit of evil and hating blacks and Hispanics has always been in them from their forefather Esau. It says, and these words of Esau, her eldest son, were told to Rebekah. So Rebekah's the mother. It says, and she sent and called Jacob, her youngest son, and said unto him, behold, thy brother Esau, as touching thee, doeth comfort himself, purposing to kill thee. And Esau comforted himself, thinking, all right, one day I'm going to kill Jacob, man. This ain't over. He was going to kill his brother, man, over the blessing. So the mother feared for what? Her son's life and said to him, yo, get out of town, man. Get out of town. Let's read on. Now, therefore, my son, obey my voice and arise, flee thou to Laban, my brother to Haran. So she told to Jacob, go to her brother's house. So he left and he had to get up out of there. Why? Because Esau was going to kill him, man. Let's read on. And tarry with him a few days until thy brother's fury turn away. She said, go there a few days until your brother's anger calms down. Esau's anger is never going to calm down, man. His anger is never going to turn away until Christ returns and subdues him, man. Until Christ returns and subdues him and and shows this man why he should never put his hands on God's chosen people. That's when he's going to learn, man. Let's read on. Until thy brother's anger turn away from thee, and he forget that which thou hast done to him. Until this day, Esau's never forgot what we've done to him. And because he was blessed with the sword, he uses it, man. That sword he was blessed with, he uses it to conquer the earth and kill people with it. But where are we? Then I will send and fetch thee from thence. Why should I be deprived also of you both in one day? And she's saying, why should I lose both my sons in one day? Why should I be deprived of both of you in one day? And Rebekah said to Isaac, I am weary of my life because of the daughters of Heth. If Jacob take a wife of the daughters of Heth, such as these which are of the daughters of the land, what good shall my life do to me? And that's the end of the chapter. She said, if my son, my righteous son, which is a son of God, takes one of these other nations, my life is useless, man. Meaning this sister was hardcore. She wanted him to marry his own kind. She wanted him to marry his own kind and not marry outside of his race. She goes, I'm weary, man. If my son takes one of these daughters of the land, my life is pointless, man. Meaning, what's the point of me raising him? He's better than that, man. Because why? We ain't supposed to marry outside of our race. We're supposed to stay within our race, man. Marry our own sisters. The new sisters meant to marry our own brothers and so forth. We're a beautiful nation, the most beautiful people on the face of the earth, man. And we're supposed to love one another and marry each other. That's what we're supposed to do. But now England lies to us and makes us believe that marry another race and it's better for you and so forth. And with that, that brings us to the end of the Sabbath service. We're going to do the prayers and then we're out of here. Ugh. All right, rise and face the east. We're going to do the Lord's Prayer, the Hebrew and the English. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kudash, Hayah, Shamka, Yahara, Malakovka, Faba'ah, Ratazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Barataza, Kawa, Hayah, Bashamayim, Nafananawa, Lakam, Cow, Yawam, Wasalakinawa, Kabawafinawa, Kasalakinawa, Kabawafinawa, Wala'a, Fabia Ainawa, Banasai Abol, Awashainawa, Mayan, Rai, Kiyah, Laka, Hamalakwa, Baha Alaf, Baha Araf, the Avalomium, Amen. In the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever, so be it. The Hakah, the power in the Hebrew, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Babu Kashah, Mafanlana, Hakak, La Pa'ah, Kamakala, Hakak Madawa, Hakak Lataha, Hamatazarayam, Hakak La Hakiam, Mafiam, Hakak Arakawaf, Hatama Allah La Garishan, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Fuwada Aman. In the English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahushai, thank you, so be it. This is the blessings in the Hebrew. Barakah Yahweh, wa Yahushai, wa Mayaka Allah, wa Alahayim, Mutazabi Ah, Alwapihana, Ha Alawapim, Ha Saranyam, Ha Kotazayanyam, Ha Kalayalium, wa Aquafium, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, for Wada Aman. Bless you, Yahweh, and Yahushai, and Michael, and the angels, commanding General Yohanan, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, thank you, so be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah, Ayanya, Ahahayam, Ma'yan, Yaba'ah, Isaiah, Ma'ayim, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayim, Warataza, Ayafan, Lamawat, Regalka, Ayanawam, Shemaka, Hanala'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yayishan, Shama, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shemaka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Aliyah, Yamyanka, Yawamam, Hashemash, La'ah, Yakaka, Wayarat, Balayla, Yahweh, Yashemaka, Makarai, Yashema, Afna Pashka, Yahweh, Yashema, does an Afka, Waba Aka, Ma Aifa, Wa I belong. In the English, I will lift up my eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper, Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and forevermore. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Al-Hayam, Al-Damayalaka, Alpha-Karash, wa Alpha-Shikwa, Al-Kayahana, Abayabika, Yahama Yawan, Ra'ash Al-Aimaka, Ya-Ira Yamwa, Sawada, Waifa, Ya-Aitazawo, Altazbawanika, Amawa, Likawa, Wanakakadam, Magaya, Wala'a, Yazaka, Sham Yasha'ala, Iwada, Kaya, Nawa Aitazawo, Laba, Yakadwa, Alika, Bayaf, Yakarafwa, Ahaya, Alawam, Wa, Yashamai, Alayam, Ma Abba, Wahagaya, Gabal, Wa Aimawan, Wa Aimalak, Palishaf, Ani Shabia, Tazawa, Gam Ashawa, Nalawa, Aiman, Haywa, Zarawai, Labanya Lawak, Salah, Aishalaham, Kamadian, Kafayasara, Kayabian, Banakal, Kayashwa, Nashamadwa, Wa Ayan, the Arab, Haywa, the Man, La, the Ma, Shayfamwa, Nada, Yabmawa, Ka'arab, Wakaza Abba, Wakaza Bat, Wakatazamanai, Kal, Nasayikamwa, Asha, Amawa, Naira Shah, Lanawa, Afna, Awaf, Alahaya, Shayfamwa, Kagagala, Kapash, the Panya Rakal, Ka'ash, Baba Ira, Yaira, Wa Kalahaba, Falahat, Hariam, Khan, Faradakma, Basa Iraka, Wabasa, Wapafka, Wabahalam, Mala'a, Panyaham, Kwalawan, Waya, Wapashwa, Shamka, Yahara, Yabashwa, Waya, Wahalwa, Ajaid, Waya, Kapawa, Waya, Abadwa, Waya, the Iwa, Kayafa, Shamka, Yahawa, Labadka, Al-Yawan, Al-Kaha, Aratiza. In the English, keep not thy silence, O Yahweh, hold not thy peace and be not still, O Yahweh, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consorted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consorted together with one consent, they are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabal and Ammon and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Asher also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot, Salah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin at the brook of Kisan, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the air, make their nobles like Areb and like Zayed. Yea, all the princes of Zabar and of Zalmanah, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of Yahar in possession. O my power, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fireburn of a wood, and as the flame set of the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name, O Yahweh. Let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the Most High over all the earth. Blessed are you, Yahweh, King of heaven and earth, and all things living. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh, listen to us now, right now. Some evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the heathen that speak against us, thy prophets, the teachers, the princes, the priests, the Israelite brothers in the school. Some evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the heathen, and shake loose the treasure of the rich of Israel that refuse to give to the school, force their riches to enter into thy sanctuary. Some evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the Edomites and the nations and their drug dealers, the court system, the prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek synagogues and armies, Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, militia, Ku Klux Klan, area, nation, skinheads, Pastor Kamatazi, the gay movement, the lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, and that's a space program, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Wall Street, open up the internet and the airways, the cable access channels, and the radio channels, convict the spirit of any of their people that seek to stop us and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way or try to stop us from broadcasting your words throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues, cause them to go to and fro through the earth and consume them. Let the plague shake the house of the thief and the murderer. Let Yahushua, Michael, and Gabriel come down with the flying saucers and punish all the heathens that come up against us as we speak thy word. Cause it to be known by all, that is the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread through the media, throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahushua, thank you always, so be it. This is the blessing to bless Israel. Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua, Barak Lenawa, Wa Yasha'ala, Wa Habayaf, Suparium, Barak, Rapal, Magan, Hagan, or Israel. B'Hashem Yahushua, for what Aman. What we just said was, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, bless us and the school. Bless us and Israel and the school. Bless, heal, shield, protect our loved ones in the name of Yahushua. Thank you always, so be it. All right, Shalom Israel will be here tomorrow, Monday. No, lucky not tomorrow. We'll be here Monday with the law class. All right, Shalom Israel.